You know, today really feels like a scorcher, and I wish I did what I did last time and just skipped wearing pants. G'day. Today we're going to be going into a new ammo that I worked on. Just out of when I was casting ammo, I had the idea of trying out some other molds I have for just fishing weights, and going off of the continued idea of oddball shaped bullets, I came up with what I'm calling the Little Slugger. So these are probably 2.5 times bigger than the 60 caliber balls I've been using so far, and we're gonna see what kind of damage they do on the Globos. Alrighty, so we have the armor more or less dented out from the points where we hit last time a couple weeks ago. It's just a rough pound out, and the metal stretched quite a bit, so it's gonna be thinner there. If I hit there, it's not at all gonna be accurate. However, we're just trying to hit this thing with some heavier slugs, see what happens, and when this one comes back in stock for the Lord of Battle store on Amazon, I'll be able to replace it. At the moment, the only one right now that makes this one is Zeghaus on Berkshire, and they're a little bit more pricier than I want to spend. They're in the triple digits instead of double digits. So for now, we'll just keep reusing the old Globos. So we got it all taped up, as you saw, and we're gonna take our first shot at it, just see what kind of damage we can do. I'm gonna stand a little bit closer. I'm not gonna risk trying to miss because I only have so many of these bullets that I made so far. I could make more, but I don't want to put the effort into doing that. So we're gonna take our first shot. We got 100 grains of powder. These things actually fit in the barrel tight enough to where I don't need wadding, so we're gonna see what that does. Put your weapon next to mine. Fire him down the line. Well, it looks like a total miss, but we did shatter out the top of the top of the stand, so we're gonna have to get another shot on that. All right, reload it again. We'll get a little closer. Take a second shot. Holy cow! So with great regret, I forgot to turn on the slow-mo cam. Dang! So that one just shredded right through the steel. The Little Slugger is more like a little cannon. All right, we're gonna take another shot, and if I have to make more ammo to make sure we get a good slow-mo shot, we're gonna try to hit low. I know I say this all the time, but guaranteed I am gonna hit down there. And we're gonna get the slow-mo going and make sure we capture that shot. Dang! So I made sure the slow-mo camera is going, and we loaded it up with the same powder count, same everything. Gonna try to fire from the same spot, and hopefully actually get in an area where the steel hasn't been hit by any bullets yet. Let's hope. If I gotta keep making more ammo and keep reloading, we'll do so. I really want to make sure we catch that on slow-mo because that was devastating. So these little sluggers definitely are slugging it out with this thing. I mean, that's a bigger dent, bigger hole, bigger everything than everything else. It's an oblong-shaped ammo, so it's not like it's gonna fly better, although it might fly straighter because of that rocket-like shape it has. If it had flechette wings or anything like that, it'd fly way straighter. Took a big chunk out of there, dang. That just caved in the stomach. This guy is not having a good day. We're gonna get a couple more rounds really quick made up and take a few more shots. See, just put this armor through its last leg because it's not really gonna last much longer. Alrighty, we're loaded up. We got a couple more shots ready to fire. To be honest, this is the most fun I've been having shooting this thing in a while. we're just gonna keep shooting until that thing is probably either too full of holes to keep going or run out of ammo, whichever happens first, which is probably 50-50. Could be the ammo first because I only made 3 more bullets. Move the camera forward for this shot because honestly it doesn't need to be that far back since I'm not shooting so far back. So we're gonna get our 4th shot. Speaking your last words there, partner. Mister. You know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, get more powder. I forgot the bullet. How do you forget the bullet when loading? Now that we actually have the bullet in there, alrighty, so it's safe to say this guy has no lung left, or heart. Might have lost some intestine. You know, this reminds me of that one French cavalry cuirass with the big hole in it. There was someone that made a meme of that thing a while ago saying he was wounded, keyword wounded. And there was an argument in the comments I saw, because I found that on Facebook, where people were arguing how he might have survived the first shot and died at the infirmary. It's a bloody cannonball that went through the guy. He's got no lung. It probably took his heart and everything else that was attached with it. Alright, we're gonna get another couple shots in. Just see how we go. I upped the powder charge to 150 grain. This is the biggest charge I've ever had with this cannon. And if my barrel blows up and kills me, you know the rules. Find me a wife and tell her I love her. I'd call that a true victory. Right through the throat. Took off the shoulder board. Blew it over there. Completely broke off what's left of the stand. Yeah, so nice way to finish it. We're gonna need a new set of armor for any kind of gun versus armor tests. Yeah. So that was Little Sluggers, just trying out some oddball shaped ammo, some prototype ideas and such. This actually does kind of conclude how medieval people thought when it came to hand cannons, because in a lot of iconography we see that they have some pretty big hand cannons, and there's even some museum pieces that are quite large, which makes sense because of those larger bullets. We're seeing, since this is the biggest bullets I've ever shot, we're seeing more damage on the armor, we're seeing more in the weight of impact, and by comparison to lighter loads I've done, which have barely done anything in some cases where they only dented the armor. So I guess I'm gonna have to build a bigger hand cannon now and give that a try just for total destruction. It's pretty obvious it likely will just keep punching through the armor, and at that point though, it's can you control to fire it and keep it on point in order to do damage. Anyways, that concludes the video. Let me know what you want to see down in the comments and any thoughts you had on this test. Any kind of oddball shaped ammo that I could try to cast and make to try out here in the future. Just let me know down in the comments. Until next time, take care.